Last session, the avant-garde fought a powerful sorcerer flame giant in a field of burning lava and fire in the midst of a clash between the Gromolian Alliance and Garishtal's forces. You all were successful, trapping the enemy behind tall walls, forcing him to use his spells, and eventually, through a clever use of a fly spell cast by summoned pixies, you were able to thwart a very devastating, very dangerous magma caldera that was erupting in the space, and Faradir was able to relinquish the enemy of their life. With that, you burst free from the tall, now obsidian lava magma that had erupted out of the ground in walls of lava, and saw the enemy being routed, and you all come out victorious in this battle. You took some time to rest, sleeping in a large encampment with many other wounded leaders here in the Gromolian Kingdom. You learned that, through Gamesh's words, some forces out of Bastion are coming to help in the coming fray. The army is to move on the morrow to chase down the enemy all the way to the Moonlit Pass, the place where you went down into the Underdark and came back with the reports of this enemy army, the place where they now dwell and flood out of. The rest you get is flaky at best. You toss and turn, your wounds healing, but the burns still burn. The scars will still stay. It was a tough day. The dreams that do find you are rushed and scattered and hard to remember upon waking. There are groans and moans of pain throughout the encampment as the wounded are tended to throughout the night. People who are worse off than all of you. And too quick, you find light billowing in through the walls of the tent, bathing all of you in warmth and a little bit too much light for your sleeping forms to take. You all awake early, right at the crack of dawn. Sitting up, you see the many leaders who have accompanied you on this trip have taking a few more minutes. You can see the large saber-toothed tiger, Antietam, currently rests at the bedside of Cormath, who is currently partially sat up. You can see he's currently rubbing the back of his head, where the previous day he seemed to have gained some sort of gash through his helmet. And you see he just rubs that as he just sits there in the early morning attempting to wake up. The only one who seems to be fully awake is currently Nadia Reichs, who is currently standing up at the map, looking over it. You see the older tiefling kind of eyes all of you as you waken. Just gives you a slow finger to her lips to make sure you stay as quiet as you can. As you can see, the other Terra, one of the only Terra elders here, Alana Zahin, currently is fast asleep. You can see she cradles the black metal pistol in her hands and is just holding it with a tight grip, hand off the trigger, just one hand on the barrel, one on the actual loading mechanism, and is just holding the weapon as tight as she can to herself. You can see some point in the night, while you all were sleeping, it seems that some of the other commanders came into the tent to sleep as well. You can see off in the corner a trio of orange hair individuals are currently resting, their armor set off to the side. As you can see, all three of the Black Walls are currently resting in the tent. You can see figures you don't recognize. You can recognize their station. You can see a couple of them are most likely out of Pharsalles. They wear heavy plate mail armor. You can see a tall shield depicting the emblem of the city of Pharsalles on it is currently resting against one of the beds. One individual seems to have put their large shield over their face and attempting to keep more of the light from bouncing into the tent in the early morning. You also see, tucked in another corner of the tent, is one of the, at least one of the commanders of Guanistan's forces here. And next to them, you see, currently holding hands with Faradir is a very tall cloud giant who stayed the night. As you all begin to wake, is there anything each of you wishes to do in the early morning hours?
What would I like to do? Um, Realistically, there is not much I think. Honestly, I might just wake up and I might just take a, a shot of this strong alcohol. Like it's about to be a long day.
Fair enough.
Um, but nah. After that, I exit the tent, ready for the day.
You get up after taking your drink. You can see Cormac kind of notices that the sound of your movement kind of stirs him from his just mindless, almost waking ritual. Um, and he sees you take your shot and walk out the tent. You hear some movement as you begin to walk out, and the second the flaps open, you're hit with a cold spell. A cold wind chills you right to your bones. The tent is most likely magically enchanted, you realize, as this biting early fall day has hit you unexpectedly. Your jaw begins to quake ever so slightly as the tent opens once again, and see Cormac kind of walks out with you. You can see he has small semblances of his armor on, but he has not put his main breastplate on. You can see he just currently is in his greaves and some of his um, arm armor, essentially. Um, Not fully up to dress yet, but he just kind of walks out with you.
Oh, so is this what it's always like?
The last
War.
war I fought, I think it was summertime. Less chilly.
I guess it's got bad luck then.
It seems to be.
Or maybe it's good luck. It might balance out all the fire.
Mm, maybe. Wars are not good things. I spent the past 5 years in the Paladins trying to get away from them. I didn't want to be a commander like this again.
Crazy. My clan is all about combat. And I understand why, but after seeing what I've seen, it's so much different than what this is. There's no really honor in this. It's just pure survival.
This will change you. I assure you. You'll never see things the same way again.
I'm already beginning not to.
One day I hope this valley will find some lasting peace. When? I can't say. But soon, I hope. Soon.
Well, I guess that's what we're here for.
Indeed. If you're hungry for anything more than just a drink, you and your allies, I can show you to the mess hall. We can get some early grub before the soldiers start waking.
This sounds like a plan, actually.
Okay. You get any of your companions to get grub with you?
Uh, is anyone else up?
I mean,
Um,
probably.
I don't. I came out my tent. I don't know.
It depends on um, how much of a morning, how many of you are morning people?
I think at this point, Gamesh kind of is like. It's not always smooth transition, but I think he's pretty good at getting up early.
Yeah, Farader's used to being up early.
Yeah, but also
Yeah.
Faradir does have Yishrid's hand that she held throughout the night.
Now she rolled over, covered you up.
I mean, I'd assume Yistrid also is used to waking up early. Like, he lived up in the mountains. Get up at the ass crack of dawn to start doing shit.
Okay, fair enough.
I think the only non-morning person we have is Mabehi.
Mebehi, who canonically sleeps till noon every day.
Oh yeah, Mabehi has taken a lot of their wealth and has just piled it over their head, and they're just sleeping like a little dragon. All you can see is the
Mebehi
little
is
snout.
zonked. Every night she covers herself in a tiny little hoard of gold coins.
Platinum coins, get it right.
Platinum coins.
Sorry, yeah, platinum coins.
Don't insult her wealth ever again.
You're
Yeah.
right, how dare I?
All you can see is a single snout just sticking out of the gold.
Amazing. We need to get her an actual, like, cave to put her hoard in.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta get my food.
Gotcha. So, I guess with that, most of you seem to be Norning people. You probably head out of the tent with Gamesh and the Lord Commander. All except for Benbehi. And many of the other sleeping individuals. The other soldiers and the like. The sun has barely even begun to rise. It is just the mere fraction of it cresting over the tops of the mountains that hits you in this early morning, that it gives you any semblance of warmth. Everything else is cold and bitter. The wind is chilly and hits you all with a sting in the very early morning hours. Most of the encampment and army seems to have stayed asleep. It seems as if no one really wants to wake this early. You can see some stirring of people who are awake and are just trying not to be. You are all led by Cormith to a large section where you can see a mess tent has been erected. You can see a couple early morning soldiers, old veterans who know how this works, are currently getting their grub. The Lord Commander walks over to the mess tent, and with his help, you all get a good set of rations that is fresh, warm, and not all that gross. The hardtack you were given is slightly warm, um, and you are also given a small little mug of coffee to kind of dip your hardtack in, soften it up for yourselves, um, and add a little bit more flavor. Other than that, it's some dried nuts, what looks to be a couple things of bacon, salted, of course. Um, it's not the most impressive meal you've had, but it warms you more than really anything else currently could. The Lord Commander, Cormith, brings you to a nice little place to sit and eat as you watch the encampment begin to waken. You see dozens of people exiting their tents over the next 10, 20, 30 minutes. And you basically watch a war camp stir to life. Um, Unless any of you wish to speak to Cormith, he's not going to say too much. He's preoccupied eating. He may offer some congratulations to your troop again, and just general chit chat. If there's anything you want to say, you may. I'll take that as a no. You all finish the early morning meal and head back through the lines back to the commander's tent. It is strange. Now that the campment's slightly alive, you're recognized by a lot of individuals. And none of you are really experienced enough to know what it feels like to get saluted, to have thanks placed upon you just by a mere look. There is a respect put upon all of you. A couple snickers. You hear some mention of trees and falling. But for the most part, people seem to recognize you and see you as respectable, powerful individuals. Your actions over the past day have seemingly spread throughout the encampment. All of you finish the walk from the mess tent back into the place where you rested the previous night. Walking in, you can see everyone here is awake now. It only took them another probably 20 minutes or so. You can currently see Alana is eating her own rations, seemingly not wanting to exit the tent as of now. The black pistol is currently stowed away and pulled underneath her cloak. You can just see the black chains that drape across her form. That's the only recognition of her armament that she currently carries on her. But you see she's kind of lost in thought, just eating some small food. You can see Nadia is currently speaking with Lord Karnaka of Guanistan. And what looks to be the Black Walls. All three of them are currently speaking as well. As you enter in the tent, you see Alana kind of stands, finishes up her meal, and follows the Lord Commander to the table with all of you as well.
Oh, and Alana's the one with the black revolver, right?
Yes. She is one of 3 Terra Elders, and currently the only Terra Elder here now, after Kuar's departure the previous day.
Okay. If I could get a chance, could I talk to her before
Um,
we
yeah, if you want to, you can kind of pull her aside. She kind of begins to walk up with Cormith towards the table, and you can kind of tap her and try to get a word in.
Alana, it's been a while.
It has. I'm sorry I haven't been the best representative of your group with the Terra.
It's fine. We're not the most orthodox group to begin with.
It's hard to
Uh,
track you down sometimes.
Yeah, we do stay on the move. How are you holding up? You seem real lost in thought.
I've been in large conflicts before. My homeland has seen many of them. It's, it's just me trying to process everything that's been going on. I'm working
I
through it
understand.
day by day. How are you
I
faring?
understand. I I've been in a lot of battles, but nothing of this magnitude before. Never had so much riding on a victory before. Uh, if we don't win here, everyone loses.
That's what it seemed like.
Just, I didn't really realize it until I saw where my clan resided. Every other conflict so far happened so far away that it made it to them just made it all the more real for some reason.
Yeah. This this is bigger than all of us.
Certainly.
And there's a part of me that is scared. This this kingdom was not my intended home. I didn't grow up here. But this place adopted me and accepted me. I have found my home here.
as
If
she says that,
yeah,
I'll look back at pretty much the avant-garde and be like,
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
I feel as if I was in your position, it was my home being attacked. Well, right now I wouldn't. I would say that I didn't care, but I know I would.
Yeah. I know that all too well.
As long as you fight with everything in your being to protect this place and your people, whatever you hold dear, we'll get through this.
Yeah.
I believe in Adler. I believe in Qua. I believe in your Lord Commander. I believe in all of the people who have shown up here. And in any just an attempt to win and see a brighter future.
Just one big dumbass thing in the way, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Guess it's time to stop being sappy. Got work to get done.
There we do.
And I guess we can continue heading in.
Yeah. The two of you join the table. The talk is quick. Um, the plan hasn't changed too much. Um, Based on what information you have, the army has fled. The remnants of Garshtal's forces that had besieged Borodor have made it to the Moonlit Pass over the course of a long night march. They were harassed just outside of Stanton by supposedly Adler and his rangers, as well as Killian Augur's rangers. The army here is to march as soon as possible, given about an hour to pack up, and then meet up with his forces, and then encamp just outside of the Moonlit Pass, within eyesight, but out of range of any fire that they could muster. From there, the only directions that the enemy can go is westward through the Vale to the Red Fort, southward into the Minx territories, or breaking through your lines and gaining access to the open field around Borodor and Don Willow and Make. From there, they hope that Adler has a better plan to get you all into the Underdark, because that is the final goal. That's where Gershtal dwells and resides. They do mention, historically, the previous time Gershtal attempted to take over the surface world. His army was beaten back into the Underdark, and it took 5 long, brutal years of city to city warfare and siege to eventually find and destroy him. Or so they thought. They don't know how it's going to go this time. Most likely, he has prepared the Underdark even better than last time in an attempt for the surface to attack him. It will be very dangerous. But Cormith and the Terra agree that he has to be dealt with. He cannot just be driven underground to resurface again. He has to go down. And the best course of action currently is Adler Kane.
Okay.
So, you all are sent to gather what little things you have as the encampment is broken down in a very short span of time. You have about an hour to do anything you wish to in preparation for the day's events.
Hmm.
Um, anything the rest want me to do? I think Gamesh will find like this spot to himself. He'll say a prayer to Grillin.
Okay. Make make a religion check with advantage.
Ugh.
Okay. As you pray, there is a cold, biting wind around you. Um, but the sun, overshadowed by a few clouds, does find a few rays to greet you, and you get that slight warmth. You don't know what it means, but you feel better.
Yeah. It'll be kind of one of those situations where it's like, of course he'll pray, you know, I guess like guidance would be the main thing, but at the end of that, it'll be kind of like, I know I have to win because I still have a promise to free you situation.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, that's what I do for some of my time.
Gotcha. Anyone else who wants to go next? You can attempt to look for things. If there's anything you need to um, get item wise before the day's events, some some things can be acquired if you wish.
Um, Seer, do you have sending prepared?
Yeah, I always have sending prepared.
Okay. Have you met Craiglin?
No, I don't know who that is.
Cool. Um, I would like to try to find like no, that doesn't work. I was gonna say a sending stone, but you would have to have the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, never mind.
Who's Craig?
I think I'm literally the only person who met him. He's a
I mean, you
gnome
can
rune knight in
describe him
Kalos.
to me.
Yeah, I could try to describe him. He was a gnome rune knight in Kalos that ran a little shop.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know if I
And I
met
want
him.
to ask him to search for an item for me if he could. Because I feel like it might be an easier thing to find over there,
How would we
considering
get
what he
there?
had. I don't know. It's just like, I know I wouldn't be getting it like same day, but like if he could ask around,
Oh, okay.
just like for the future. I don't think I could afford it anyway, but just to know.
I
Figure he's
gotcha.
probably better at finding shit than Faradir is with her whole +2 to investigation. I'll attempt to describe Craiglin to Seer.
Yeah. Um, yeah. You describe a gnome rune knight individual, um, kind of in the middle gnomish years, um, with plate mail armor on. Yeah. Just roll, fair dear. Roll me what check would this be?
Oh god.
Just roll me.
Intimidation, athletics.
Nah,
Hmm.
Those are my only good ones. Acrobatics.
Trying to see if this would be more intelligence based or charisma based. Maybe this
Did
might
you do
be
what?
to
Honestly, they're both the
accurately
exact same.
describe him.
I think that'd be more intelligence personally. On a personal level.
Roll an intelligence check.
Cool. Really good. Paradeer does not remember what this guy looked like at all. He was just real little.
Yeah. Uh,
It was just a little guy.
Seer, you have no Moon Knight. That's all you really know. And his name.
In Kalos.
Yeah, in Kalos, named Craiglin.
I
So,
don't know. Can I make an Arcana check to see if that would be enough before I cast the spell?
make an Arcana check.
I could also, just send him a letter. It'll take a while.
20.
You have his name. At least the first name. You have a decent description. It could work.
Okay. Then I'll tell Faraday it's gonna be about 50-50. And I'll use a 3rd level spell slot to.
Okay. Roll me a d100.
Great.
Haha.
Love it.
I'm like, well, maybe.
Faraday takes 5 levels in Spellcaster just to be able to cast Sending herself.
62.
Okay. What do you send? What is your message?
I don't know. Faraday.
Well, I want to ask him if he can maybe search around to see if there are any giant artifacts that like he didn't have the last time I was there, like any other type of rune stuff, any belts, anything like that that might help us in the big fight.
Okay.
Because he had a couple different like rune things, but none of them were super useful. So I just want to ask him if he could look around and see if he could find anything else that was giant-y. I figure Kalos probably the best place for that. And I guess I could also ask Yistrid. Hey, you guys got any cool shit at the palace? I'll also ask her that, but later. Because I doubt it. The answer's probably no.
Okay. How do you word that, Seer?
I'm gonna say Faraday. Actually, I'm just gonna ask. So what specific giant artifact are you looking for? Are you just looking for something you don't have?
Just anything he could find. Like, nothing in particular, but any other rune things or
Okay.
belts. Because I think those are the only things Faraday even
And
knows about that
when was the
giants
last
have.
time we went to Kalos? What's the time frame?
A while ago? I don't know. When did we go last?
It's been about a month and a half, I want to say. A month and a half.
Okay. Then what I'm gonna
That sounds
do
right.
is I'm gonna
That's
word this as basically it's gonna be I'm going to ask have you come across any new giant or rune or like magical runic items in the past couple of months? And could you keep an eye out for the future as well? Yeah, basically, I'm just gonna ask if he's come across anything new in the past couple of months relating to giants or runes.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh, Sierra's got this.
Not necessarily. An 18 might not be enough.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I guess you had to worry about that part, huh?
Roll 2d20s.
All this rolling is making me nervous.
That's 2d10.
Ooh.
It's 2d10.
Um.
Said 2d20s.
Fuck, no!
2d20s.
We'll just add it up, I guess. That's how it works.
Wait, no, I got it. I got it.
Worse. It just got worse and worse.
With a bigger dice each time.
God, take the 6 and the 9
Um,
instead of the 2
roll-
and the 2.
roll one more d20. Not a d10.
Not a D8. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Good one.
God, I'm so sorry.
It just got progressively worse.
I heard myself in my confusion.
It's so funny because I like how the second one
Was
she was so confident.
super
Nope, that was a
effective.
2D10. It's like, so was that? Like what? Oh goodness.
You know.
Okay. You hear a small sounding voice. Just kind of, what? What's that? And then you hear, like, in the message, the sounds of rumbling and rustling and stuff moving. As he does know the message, the sending spell, and knows he cannot speak any more words unless he wants those to be included in the message. And there is just a protracted series of silence and slight rumblings from wherever he's at, not speaking words, searching. Newly found Cloud Giant Strength Potion. And a robe of serpents. As well as Belt of Giant Strength. That is specifically the belt of... And then it stops.
Okay. I'll repeat this to Faradir.
The last word is what I needed. This fucking guy. Ooh.
It's not his fault the spell has 25 limit.
No, I know. He spent so long writing out the words and then miscounted.
Yeah.
What
Belt of-
was the in the belt of what?
Belt of Giant
We don't
Strength.
know.
Okay.
The specific belt of... And then stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sadly, Belt of Giant
He
Strength...
could have just said
It's a lot
belt of... He didn't even need the last 5 words. He could have just included it the first time he said belt of giant strength.
Yeah.
Oh, Graham, you did this on purpose.
What? No.
Alright, so you said potion of cloud giant strength.
Yeah.
And a robe of serpents? I've never heard of that before.
Make an Arcana check.
It doesn't sound particularly giant-based. It sounds like a snake.
I mean, what if it gives you a giant constrictor snake?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, that's
Faradir
giant.
fucking knows nothing. She's never even seen a snake before. There's no snakes in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are.
There's no snakes in the mountains.
Not in the icy tundras of the north.
That's not how snakes work.
Too cold. Too cold for a little snake.
That's not how. Okay.
No snakes.
Just let her believe what she will.
Faradir's never seen a snake. I'll believe that. It's really funny though. She's like, "There's no snakes in the mountains." Like, that's not how snakes work.
She's never seen one, therefore it's not there.
Yeah. If someone asks like Faraday if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound, she'd be like, no, of course not.
Faradir's not dumb.
That's not a dumb thing. That's an actual philosophical question.
It's a stupid question.
It is a stupid question, but like
That's
I'm
not how sound works. That's not
Yeah.
how physics works. Something doesn't cease to be just because no one's around for it.
It's Schrodinger's cat.
They'd be like, I don't die whenever my parents leave the house. That's not how that works. Alright, well. Cool. Belt of question mark strength.
Yeah.
I mean, which one don't you already have a Bella Giant Strength?
Frost, I believe.
Yeah, it's the frost one, which is like one of the lower tiers, which is fine. It gives me an extra 1 to my strength. But if it would be possible for like me to have one and maybe Belric to have one if he has the attunement slots open, we could both be strong.
I don't think Belric does.
Stronger. I don't know what Belric's got going on.
Yeah, I could always use a belt.
Oh, wait, I thought you
They're
have the armor.
fashionable.
You have the armor.
Doesn't
you
have the armor.
Does he have gauntlets of ogre strength? Is that what he has?
He has
No.
something.
No, I have the
Depends on someone else.
dancer, my tattoo, and the
Yeah.
strings.
There it is. I know he has
Right.
3. I didn't know what.
Yeah, but I probably would replace my tattoo because I don't necessarily need the reach anymore.
Yeah, now that you can fly.
Mm-hmm. Once Bella acquired flight, he did not need those extra arms.
So I got Lumberdoom. I got the Spire of Dragons and Amulet of Non-Detection.
Would Seer be willing to send a second message to ask for the end of the other message? 'Cause
No.
it got cut off. Alright, well, I'll wait
Not
then.
unless it's super important.
It's
Yeah.
not.
We're going
It's
to war.
totally not.
We need resources.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 3rd level spell slot. It's a big deal.
That's entirely fair. I would like to send a letter.
I would like to send the letter. It'll get there when it gets there.
Yeah, it'll get there eventually. Maybe before the war, maybe after.
You should
We'll
ask if
see.
Senti can send animal messenger.
I don't want Cindy to have to use spell slots. I'll just send it via Aarakocra.
Send it
Asif?
via Erico.
Yeah, I'll call Asif and be like, hey, take this letter to a different continent for me.
Face him to look at you like that.
You know, I don't know how the
Oh,
mail
yeah.
system works in this world, but having a flying race deliver your mail would make sense.
High roll.
Rather than by horseback.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, I'll send a letter, ask him to give me more words about that, please. But, like, in a better
Oh,
articulated way.
goodness.
I'll just ask him to give me a little bit more details about those items.
It would suck if we died.
End of sentence. It would suck if we died.
It's like we died.
It's
That's-
true, it would.
It would suck.
How much would it cost? Is there even a mail service? Should be my first question.
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
How
I
much
think
would it
the
cost
real question is for it
to
to get to a
send
different
something?
continent. To a different
Yeah,
continent.
is there intercontinental mail service? Or is it strictly ground-based?
Between the continents, the price goes up, but can be done.
How much would it be?
Oh, in the middle of a war, they're gonna rake you over the coals.
Yeah, for sure, but like how much?
Like, how bad are they fucking me over?
So you go up to a military.
That is the war inflation.
You go over to a messenger service within the military encampment, and you see they're packing up stuff.
Hmm.
And you ask to send a letter to a shop in Southern. And you see this, like,
Yeah, for sure.
this messenger kind of looks at what you want to send him, the size of it and what it is, looks at you, looks at the war camp around him that's currently packing up. Yeah, I can go for probably about 40 gold. That'll allow me to book passage on a ship and get to Kalos and deliver this message.
And what is the time frame for this?
Well, to get to Kalos, it's probably going to be. I'm gonna put it at maybe 2 weeks.
Interesting.
I have to sail around the whole continent, come up from the south side, up near the Midgard, then head to Kalos itself. Then the return journey. It's gonna be about 2 weeks. I'm gonna have to stay in the city a couple nights probably while I wait for return messaging.
reply.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give him 40 gold. I mean, might as well. He might die.
You hand him 40 gold. You can see
Yeah,
his face.
sure.
He didn't expect you to go for it. And you see his,
Faradir's not a haggler.
his eyes start flickering back and forth with rapid thought, and a small smile creaks across his face. It'll be done, I assure you. I'll get to Kalos and bring you back this message. Where can I find you to return?
Oh boy, I do not know. We are going to war. So,
Got it.
I will try to come back here in 1 month.
At this
If
spot
I am not dead.
in 1 month.
Yeah,
yeah.
at this place.
Is anyone else around?
Honestly, probably not. Maybe Yeastrid is.
Okay.
Is Easter just gonna let Faraday get
No,
swindled like
Yistrid
that?
has more important shit to do than walk around with Faradir while she tries to send a bullshit letter.
Okay.
She's doing war stuff.
She's probably like a little bit away talking to like some of the other giants as they're packing up.
Yeah.
But she's hanging out with you while she has the chance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'll see you here at this exact spot in 1 month. I assure you.
Right.
I'll have your letter. Promise.
I'll give him a pat on the head and walk away.
What's your passive perception?
16.
Gotcha.
I doubt this guy's even gonna send my letter, but honestly, if he needs the money that bad, I don't care.
You hear a pretty loud whisper as a human turns to his compatriots, and goes, "Do you still have the money you gained on your 16th? Because we're going to Kalos." And you just hear some like soft laughter as they have an excuse to go to Kalos now.
Great, they do intend to actually send it. I thought it
you
just
don't
gave
know
this guy
that. They
40
could
gold
just
and a
they
piece
could
of
just be
paper.
moving to Kalos, so they could be like, we're free.
Yeah, it
we
sounds like
can
a
leave.
At the very least,
Honestly, like, it's fine.
yeah, at the very least, it's a boys' trip to Kalos.
At the very least. I paid for their little vacation, which is like, alright. Might as well. Some good Samaritan work. These kids work hard. I doubt they get vacation days very often. Especially in the war. Alright, yeah, I'll return to everybody else. Just fucking stupid as shit. Quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever done in D&D.
I mean, you gotta get those magic items.
Watch it be a hill giant strength boat, which is worse than the one I have.
You can't know that.
I don't know. I suspect. Alright, yeah, I'm done. Anyone else have some bullshit?
I don't think I have any.
All right. All right. For recap, this is for me. So we have obviously you have the Grimolian army. We have the Terra, the Paladins, the Giants, Parsleys, Guanistan. Uh, we don't have anyone from the Red Fort, do we?
You do.
Okay, we do. Okay.
Yeah. Um. Here, I believe I mentioned it in the chat a little bit ago. In total, you have Terra, Paladins, Cloud Giants, Farsleys, Crankdent.
Okay.
You have Bordor, Guanistan. Redfort gave you Rock and Wyverns.
Okay.
And then you have some people from Rankdent.
Okay.
In total, me. It's been a lot of deaths. There's still substantial peoples. Currently, with all of the numbers, so a couple thousand more people came from Bordor, the guards that were stationed behind, now that it's safe and clear in the middle of the valley. Your numbers, as of now, are close to, again, 8,000. Currently, there are 8,357 soldiers available between the army, all of the armies combined. That
Okay.
is only about 1,000 losses in 2 battles.
Okay. Maybe we should got the vampires. But, okay. All right. All right. Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to do for that hour before we headed out?
I'll probably play some of my music to give everyone a an inspiration die.
Okay. Nope. Nope. Now, I always forget. Is yours yours is a what, a D8, D6 or something?
That's actually a D8 now.
D8. Okay.
Ooh, and what's that? What can we use that on?
Anything.
Yep, it's pretty much the same as a bardic inspiration, but this will last for 8 hours until you use it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's a very potent ability. Nice little forever inspiration die. Or 8-hour inspiration die, I should say.
Right in.
So, nothing else for the rest of the 1 hour you have? Okay. I'll take
I'm
that
good.
as a no. After an hour, the encampment you had spent the night in is all but built away, packed up. All you see is a monstrous horde of horses, carts, oxen, wagons, and soldiers. You begin to march along with the other commanders. The entire valley floor in this space is singed and burned. With every footfall, all you hear is the crinkle and collapsing of burned grass, wheat, barley stalks. A single path, hundreds of feet wide, singed through the valley floor. A once rich farmland, which you've walked through many times, scarred. The smell of sulfuric smoke fills the air as you march across the valley. At a few moments, you can see where the embers are still burning, ever present. You watch as hills slowly get darker and darker as this burning ember just seems to spread, almost like a virus, just burning away all the life within the valley, singeing all hopes for subsistence and food. Even in retreat, they are still dangerous. These beings of molten fire and death. The army marches for about 6 hours or so until you all begin to spot what looks to be another force on the horizon. Standing on some of these rolling hills, evidence of a battle recently having been committed here. You see a close to about 700, 800 soldiers and rangers gathered upon the hilltop. As they begin riding down, you can see a lot of the soldiers seem to recognize each other, specifically the Borodor troops. You recognize Killian Augur, the ranger out of Borodor, who partially led you to the pathway into the Underdark the first time. You see he goes and greets his father. You hear some heavy footfalls as Cormac Malfurion steps off of his mount, his large saber-toothed tiger, kneeling itself down so he has an easier time getting off. He takes a few steps forward, and you see, almost coming out of nowhere, and grabbing him into a tight hug, you can see familiar figure of Adler Kane. You can see heavy scorch marks on his heavy crossbow that is slung across his back. You can see currently dangling, broken and shattered from one of his waists, is a series of small hand crossbows that he seems to have gone through a multiple of them over the course of the past few weeks. You can see his armor, this intricate, beautiful armor of the Terra, showcasing his standing as one of the elders of this powerful organization, is singed and burned. You can see whole portions of it have been burned away, and all you can see is small bits of thread connecting into the studs of his leather. You can see the armor he had, like partial armor and thick padding he has underneath that, as well as the massive burn marks that are bandaged up, especially the one on his face. You can see his entire left face is currently wrapped in this heavy bandage, just strewn around his entire left side. You can see he partially has the ability to see out of the left eye, but some of it is obscured. And you see, he just gives this big old hug to Cormith. He takes a step back. Adler, you've looked better. I felt better. Avant-garde, good to see all of you. Glad to know you made it. What happened? We fought him as much as we could. I meant to your face. Well, I've never been one for melee combat, and I took a heavy left side jab right to the face. Sadly, the jab in question was connected to a molten lava fist, and it's not pretty. Can you see? Somewhat. Like I said, it's not pretty. It still burns, and I want to get back out there and get some revenge on these motherfuckers. Well, we're on our way. He looks over to some of his personal guards, and they immediately come walking over with a large stallion for him to ride. It takes him a second to get on. You can see he's still pretty hurt. But he gets on top of the horse, and the army continues to move. And you can essentially have a nice ride for the rest of the journey with Adler joining you. So, Avant-Garde, how did you fare?
Well,
We're not
the
dead.
vessel is- yeah, I guess that's a major one.
Huh? That's
I guess the-
overrated.
Well, the first part is done. We got the vestiges.
I heard some inkling of vestiges, but I didn't know the full details.
Oh, well. Hopefully they're enough to turn the tides.
Yeah, you better hope. They, I tried to defend the pass with all my rangers as best as I could. Your warning helped. Without it, I wouldn't have lived. They came flooding out. They knew we would be guarding it, and they just charged us. Every position that me and my rangers took to hold that pass, they now hold. Killian's been scouting with his animal companion. They've assembled watches all across the Moonlit Pass. Added defenses, they're building structures, siege weapons, everything they can to secure it. Fighting down that pass is a death sentence. I don't know what plans you all have, but I wouldn't go down the pass. You see kind of a worried look come from the Lord Commander. We were hoping to fight through the pass, at least enough to get Avant-Garde through their lines. Well, I'm sure they can get through, but the army's not coming. I'm telling you it now. Unless something drastic changes. From what Killian told me, we're looking at most, 10,000 of them dug into the sides of the mountain. They're using these large ones, just burrow out these massive gouges. They're setting up a kill box of unprecedented proportion. currently you're only riding with the leaders of the main factions that have aligned themselves against this common threat. All of them suddenly begin to get dour looks upon themselves. Um, there is some good news. You see some faces turn back to him with some glimmer of hope. Looks, Adler kind of looks towards you all, and you can see now that as he's looking straight at all of you, you can partially see underneath the bandage. He's has it up enough to where he can get a partial sight out of his eye, but you can easily see a massive, what looks to be skin and partial bone just along the edge of his eye towards his ear. There's not a lot you can see, but it is grotesque. His face was at one point very beautiful. You remember him. He is this angelic figure, an an ASMR, the kind of golden, beautiful skin, and it is marred by this conflict. He's probably very lucky to be alive. I had Killian look at the road we sent you on when we first dropped you off at the mountain. There's some guards near the top, but it's not as defended. If we pull their army out, or draw them to fight us, I think we can clear space for you all to sneak into the Underdark. It won't be with an army. I'm telling you this now. But we could get you in there. Are you saying, Adler, you want to attack that kill box? I don't see any other way. It could get the avant-garde in there. You all are fairly stealthy. You went down the first time. The path will be more treacherous. They'll have even more guards out. But I believe in you. We'll discuss this at camp. For now, it's good to see you, Adla. Good to see you too, Lord Commander. The remaining journey is slightly tense. There is a series of questions on the air as you guess individuals want to ask and clarify over the plan. But for now, there's a silence, unless any of you wish to break it. If any of you wish to talk to any commanders or do any sort of role play, now would be a good time.
A lot better. Okay.
Anyone wish to role play?
Okay, so we're still doing the march to the camp?
Yeah. It's still daylight hours for a little bit. And they're gonna march until they really can't march much further.
Okay. Let's see, role playing that I think I need to do.
My teeth hurt, otherwise I would contribute more.
Very fine.
Your teeth hurt?
My teeth hurt.
Oh no.
Don't know why. I think I just clenched my jaw too much when I slept last night.
Oh,
I understand that. I grind my teeth.
yeah.
I luckily don't do that. That would just add to my many jaw issues I already have, but
No,
sometimes I clench my jaw a bit too hard.
it happens to me when I get sick, when I sleep. I don't know why. It makes me clench my jaw real tight. I don't know why. Um, I will talk to Seer.
Okay.
Hey, Seer.
Yes.
When's the last time you talked to your brother?
When we were last in, when we were in Don Willow, when why?
Uh, I guess I'm just surprised you haven't contacted him given all circumstances.
I oh, what's her name? I forgot her name. Oh no. What's her
Uh,
name? Oh god, hang on. I've forgotten her name. It's on. I believe it's Henri.
It
But what's
is.
her? Yeah, does she have a new name?
Um,
Not that I wrote down.
I have to find it too now. It should be under the Terra notes, I believe. No, it's not.
Well,
Uh-oh.
well, I'll call her Henri for now, and it'll be fine. That's what I know her as best, anyways. Yeah. I didn't. I contacted Henri instead. I want to give Bossum his space, after all.
I understand that, but this is one of those situations where you may not get another opportunity. Not to pry into your life. I don't know. It's probably just has to do with the fact that I saw my clan is making me think a lot.
No, you're right.
I just and I've died twice. I don't want I don't want to live with any regrets. I don't want to see anyone I care about do it either.
You're right. I probably should contact him, but I don't know. Something about the person who's responsible for your parents dying seems unwanted, I guess.
Yeah, I understand that. But on the flip side, you're also all both of you really have left of that entire of that family in general. But I understand. That is a lot to take in regardless.
Yeah, I'll have
Uh,
to give it some thought.
all right. Again, sorry.
There's
Sorry
no
if I
need to
overstepped the boundary.
apologize. No, if you overstepped a boundary, I would have let you know.
Yeah, that you would have.
One way or another, you know.
Yeah, one way I was gonna know. Yeah, I was gonna know.
All right.
Well, speaking of your clan, how are you doing with that, by the way?
Conflicted. on one hand, I I was of the mindset that I kind of had let it go, but when I saw it burning, it was like I never got a chance to make anything right.
Yeah. The past has a funny way of sticking to you like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, and given our lifestyle, never really get too much time to process.
No. That is one thing that this does not give us. When was the last time we took a break?
I think we had about a week after Kalos.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I think we're overdue for a nice long break, though. But then I do need to finish visiting the other yards. But again, we
Well,
need to.
we'll either die or get a break.
I mean, if we die, that's a pretty long break, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. But I don't think so because well, I would probably just go to hell
Really?
or somewhere.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know where
all
people
that.
go when they die, but I've been to hell a few times.
A few. How?
Well, just now when Felgadamine banished me, I was in wherever. I think I saw Tiamat? I don't know. I assume it was hell.
Hmm. I don't know a lot about the outer planes, so
I don't know. It
I'm
just
just
seems like a lot to
gonna.
ask for death to mean a break.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know either. I don't know where I'm going either. I mean, the god that I'm kind of following isn't really having much action lately, so
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, in the sense of like just being able to be up and active. Not in the sense that he's not around doing things, just
yeah.
limited.
So we don't know what his thing
His
is going to be in
his
regards.
followers have been doing some pretty good things.
Yes,
Yeah,
they have.
but like, what's the afterlife for his followers, though? We don't know that part.
I don't know. Honestly, most likely, you just get to surf the astral sea, probably.
Hmm. That don't sound too bad.
Where do borderline evil wizards who don't worship a god go in the afterlife?
Limbo.
Oh no, that's going
No, not limbo.
intense.
What's the other one? Pandemonium.
That would be atrocious. I honestly think Seer would make a very fine devil.
Yeah,
Oh yes, her ability to persuade.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she could go up the
I'd
ranks
go.
fast.
Yeah, I'm ruthlessly looking for power in the mortal realms. What's to stop me from ruthlessly looking for power in the nine hells?
Mm-hmm.
That would be so crazy.
Seer dies, and then like 5 months later in game time, she comes back as just like a fucking devil.
Who the fuck is this archfiend?
The
So it
new
turns out hell's actually really cool if you know how to play the game.
the new ruler of the plane of Dis.
Yo, like where did this chick come from?
So it turns out death wasn't that bad.
Oh, if I knew this, I'd have died a while ago.
Not really.
Yeah, no. All right.
Now
Oh,
that we figured
geez.
out where Seer's gonna go when she dies.
Now that we know. Okay. All right. Shit, what were we saying? Break. Right. Break after beating this guy.
Yeah, we're gonna take a little vacation.
We've earned it. Until someone else comes tries to blow up our house or something. Um,
For fucking real. It's like, please stop.
just please, can we just like a couple days, like just
What did we do to deserve this?
besides kill all your friends, you know. But besides that,
But like that wasn't on purpose. They didn't give us a choice.
uh, pretty much. Uh, but yeah, that's all I really had to say this year, really.
Okay.
Yeah, just make me question my no contact rules with my brother.
Listen, good look, good. Listen, he
When I
cares.
made the plans to let him contact me first, I didn't know we were going into
Going to
war.
a war with a fire entity. What a Titan, a Titan, right? No,
Titan?
what's Garrish tall?
Yeah.
It's Titan, right?
He'd be
Yeah.
considered a Titan.
Okay, yeah. Whoever thought we were about to go to war with a Titan? Dragons and stuff. That's one thing. Titans.
Yeah, we can kill it. I can survive a dragon long enough for my brother to talk to me, but a titan, it's a different story.
Yeah. Okay. Now that I've thrown in some drama into the mix, I
Yeah,
think I'm
some
ready to. Familial drama adds to the episode. But that's it though.
Okay.
For me anyway.
You all, is there anything anyone else wish to roleplay over the last few moments of the ride over? Okay. The caravan stops at a decent defensive location, earmarked by Adler himself and Killian. It gives you good visibility, and is just on the cusp of entering towards the path towards the Moonlit Pass. At this point, you've just passed the mountain that Borodor sits a buttressed up against. You can see to the north the distant lights of what would presumably be the town of Make, but it is dark and empty. You can see um, a distant molten light far to the south. And you can see other lights seemingly encamped just outside of where you know Down Willow is towards. As the tents are set up, Adler kind of walks into the main meeting tent. You hear the familiar voice of Nadia speak up to him. Good to see you, Adler. You as well, Nadia. I'm surprised you're here. How's your son? He's here. Learning things. Some people were able to teach him better than I could ever hope. She kind of looks towards you all as you enter in the tent. So, Adler, now that we're in private quarters, you see the tent is fully closed. The flap is set. The biting wind that has been hitting you most of the day is drawn out. You are in a comfortable, calm chamber, and you suddenly feel this aura of quiet, as if the sounds that surrounded you no longer seem to exist outside of this tent. And now that we are alone, what do you have for us, Adler? We've been working with Don Willow as much as we can. I still have contact, and he holds up what looks to be a sending stone with many individuals within the hierarchy there. I have been able to ascertain some allies. Don Willow is sending us some 500 mercenaries that they hired from outside. They were on retainer and were willing to gear up. Currently, them and some of Don Willow's outer forces are ensuring the enemy stays in the Moonlit Pass. Last I've heard, which was 20 minutes ago, they have not left since entering. The enemy army has doubled their guard, and the area seems brighter than it ever was before. The Moonlit Pass is a singularly deep valley that enters into the Underdark. It's the largest and widest space into the Underdark known. It has two main entrances, the lower and the high pass. I sent the avant-garde through the tallest entrance when they were investigating to see what was happening down there. The guards are there, but they're minimal. Killian? See Killian kind of steps up to the table. You can see the young ranger has some similar burn marks as Adler, but he suffered much less catastrophic damage than Adler did. You can see his little owl is a little bit burned. You can see some feathers are still growing back, but it seems fairly okay. I sent my companion here deep within the subterranean area. I counted at most 15 guards. They don't seem to really have it all that watched. It's mostly to preserve eyesight. I don't think they expect us to go in that way. I don't even know if they knew what way the avant-garde went through the last time they were down there. I think it's our best chance. It's either that or spelunking every cave in the entire southern mountains until we find another entrance, which I would not suggest. He kind of steps back. We have numbers. I say we don't have to commit to it that long. Avant-garde, you have abilities to communicate. I know this. Once you're inside, you can reach us. And we can call off the attack. We'll lose people, but it'll get them into the Underdark. You hear the Lord Commander, Cornith, speak. You think sending the avant-garde in alone to the Underdark is smart? Alana chirps up. We wouldn't be able to help them. What if they get into danger? That's the only risk. We can't help you. It would take too long to whittle down their forces and break into the Underdark, and then it would take too long to siege city by city. They'll have ambushes set along every road if they know all of us are down there. We will be picked off one by one until we're forced to retreat. If they don't know anyone's in the Underdark, they won't be setting ambushes. They won't be setting as many patrols. They will think things are safe enough to focus on the threat upstairs, not down there. In the end, you see Adler looks towards you all, and you can see again, with now the glint of some of this light, the shadow of his bandages are incessantly deep, and they seem to almost grow with every movement of his face. In the end, it's up to you. You could go running from this fight if you wanted. Could have done that a long time ago, but you're here. You know the risks. I'm sure you've all weighed them. This is it. I wish there was a better way to get you underground. I truly do. I don't see any other way. We know where that path leads. We know it leads directly into the heart of his new empire. And he is at the very bottom of it. I doubt he has even moved his chamber. The same chamber the champions fought him in. But no allies at all. I don't think that's wise, Adler. They could get some other allies. You see many of the faces turn to Alana. The Drow have been fighting Gerishtal for years. We were too preoccupied to see it. All the Drow cities are conquered. Yes, but there have to be others. Not all would wish to fall under his banner so readily. Part of his game plan was eliminating the worship of Lolth itself. The Drow won't take that lightly. There will be matrons running amok down there, attempting to retake what they've lost. Their way of life. If the avant-garde can find them, they can have allies. Perhaps we could spark a rebellion within his own kingdom there. Maybe it's not that safe after all for him. Perhaps. Perhaps. What do you say, avant-garde? What do you think? Who speaks for the avant-garde?
Oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it seems
I
like a
mean,
solid plan.
yeah, I don't really have. Uh. ok- Now, I'm not saying this is what we do, but theoretically, Seer has teleport now, right?
I do. I was gonna bring that up because we could try to just teleport ourselves directly into.
Yeah, because we didn't get to we didn't get to Gaverstall's chamber, did we? We just got to the outside where we were asked to remove our weapons.
Yeah, and then we ran away, I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we realized it was a bad idea.
You didn't even get to any of the cities. They were going to take you initially to one of the Drow cities that he had conquered. So basically, the way the current Underdark is situated is it goes through many major Drow citadels.
I apologize. I had to take my very sick mother to bed.
Very fun.
It's all right. Do it to us.
The Drow. I have to find the first Drow city. The closest Drow city to the surface was the last one conquered. There are a few others. They're not entirely in the way, but they are along the way towards the deep Underdark, where it gets more to the elemental plane of fire and his domain. Gerishtal, from what you're told, has a massive citadel of molten rock and flame deep within the recesses of the world. It is past all the Drow civilizations, the Duragar, all of them, and is the deepest part of the Underdark in this area. But the first town is... How did I forget this? Volthanida. And that one is one that is not easily bypassed.
Hmm.
It is essentially the gateway into the Underdark, and is essentially the main trading hub into the Underdark, and has been for the past many hundreds of years. But you could teleport, yes. You do have memory of some of the chambers you walked through. So you could teleport and get past the front lines. Depending
That
on
would-
if it works.
You guys, do you trust my teleport ability?
I trust here.
Yeah. It's not like any of us can do it better.
Nope.
So you brought this up to the committee, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They kind of look towards each other. I don't know much about spells. If you could reliably get into the Underdark, it would be better than going in. We wouldn't have to... We wouldn't really have to draw them into an attack. We just have to make them think we are planning it. We're still going to have to encircle the Movement Pass. Make them think we're trying to break through. We don't want them to be on edge, on the surface, not underground. But it could work. If you can make Drow allies, it could benefit you. We will not be able to assist you. Unless something changes on the battlefield. You hear, for the first time speaking, as of yet, in this chamber at least, this tent, Lord Augur speaks. What if they did what they did for Bordor? It's a valley, right? You get the high ground and you send water cascading down the mountainsides. A little earthquake as well. You could hurt a lot of them. You see like a coy smile from Adler as he looks towards all of you. You're casting earthquakes now. Interesting. It would probably loosen up their defenses, cause a couple landslides, rock slides. It'd be useful. But if they're going into the Underdark, teleporting in, they won't be able to. Plus, they would be seen. It would be. I don't think it would be best. I think we hold out. We besiege the Moonlit Pass with all we can. I think it's our best course. There's on Cormith's face. This would be somehow getting you to. I mean, it could be in daylight that you cast that, but this would mean that you have to go to the top of the mountains and then cast it, which could, by what Adler is saying, make it so you're seen in general, which would not be beneficial for a stealth mission, which is what he seems to want. But that is probably a good thing to bring up to them. They'll take that into account. Cormith is generally a little worried. Seer.
Yes.
Is there any risk with teleport?
There is. There's a chance we could get. I believe there's a chance we can get separated, and that I could get put us in the wrong place.
Do you know the chances of that?
To be quite honest, I have never cast the spell before, but I did learn it. Let me see what it says.
Is there any risk? Well, yeah, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
It's unprecedented territory for me.
Yeah. There are some side looks, as you know, these people are not really that magical. Hearing you say you've never cast it before, they're just looking to each other like, okay, that's good. It's an integral part of the plan, but you know,
Hey,
it's first time for
listen.
everybody.
There's like I want to say like either a 70-40 or a 60, like a 70-30 or a 60-40 chance it'll go our way. Like 70 correct, 30 wrong, possibly could be 60-40. But you know, it's conjuration magic, and that's kind of my whole thing. So
I think it could work. I believe in them. Cormith kind of sighs. I believe in you too. If that's what we're doing, I'm all with you. I'm assuming you can do that as well to get out if things go terribly. Correct?
yeah, I totally can. As long as I don't cast an 8th level spell.
Well, so far I've heard nothing else. No other plans? There is a silence that fills the chamber. Well, it seems, Adler,
No, we need to try to befriend some drow.
you go with your plan. We'll distract them from up here. We can't join you in the Underdark. Fighting through them will be too much. But we can harass them. Make sure that they know we're here and that we're trying to get to you all. The enemy shouldn't know you're in the Underdark. You have abilities to cloak yourselves, I believe. Keep that to your advantage. If the enemy learns you're down there, they will do everything they can to expel you. There's nothing we can offer you down there to really assist you. You'll be on your own. You've persevered before, and I believe in all of you. Find Garishtal. Take him down. Do not let him get away. We will not let him flee this time. If we have to, I hate to say this, if we have to, we'll track him down. Even if we have to launch an invasion on the fire elemental plane, we'll find him. He will not escape again. I will not have this kingdom tormented in another 700 years. I think that's all we can do now. By midday
Yeah.
tomorrow, we'll be meeting up with our allies out of Borodor. You may wish to take another day, if you so choose, before you go into the Underdark. It's your prerogative. But whenever you go, we will be attacking, I assure you.
Anyone think they need to try to push it one more day?
I mean, not particularly.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm good for the most part.
I guess. Yeah. We'll just. Are we just gonna try to leave as soon as possible?
Yes, what I've taken a little rest here at the spot that we're at.
We'll march you to Don Willow. There we can ensure we meet up with all of our allies and coordinate. Probably want to start the
Okay.
attack before you go. Just so we draw anyone we can to the surface and not keep them down there.
Okay.
So give us
Mm.
a few hours tomorrow. We'll be in position in just a couple hours, hopefully. Small march. Adler, who can we expect with Don Willow? Who is our allies? Those mercenaries you're talking about. Yeah, small mercenary company called the Stormcrows will be joining us. I think they only number 500. Don Willow's also offering only 500. They're just surface soldiers, just to keep the peace and make sure that Borodor does not get sieged immediately. They're still fighting in the Underdark themselves. The enemy is coming up from all the mithril mines. But Borodor is fairly safe. Good. I've heard tell of the Stormcrows before. Should be good allies. Good to have you back out.
Oh,
Likewise. You wanted to say something, Gamesh?
oh, yeah, I think. Oh, I was gonna say I don't think there's just really a bad ally at the moment.
Mm.
All help is welcome.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's all. Nothing crazy.
Well, with that, everyone get some rest. It'll be a longer day tomorrow. You see he kind of reaches down and you see he just begins to look at the map and just rub his fingers through the thick furs of his saber-tooth tiger. There's a lot of worry in Cormith's face. You can clearly see it. He's worried about all of you. As you all begin to break from the table, Seer,
Yes.
you see Adler comes up to you. Seer, can I talk to you privately?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I guess I'll just follow him wherever he takes me.
Yeah, he just takes you out of the tent. You feel the bitter chill of the fall wind hitting you. You hear the sound of the encampment kind of spark to life as you exit the tent. I wasn't able to talk to many people when I was stuck in Stanton. But one of them was asking a lot of questions about you.
What was their name?
I don't think the others know he stole the sending stone. But I think someone wants to speak with you. And he holds up a sending stone to you.
Okay. What was the name of the person who was asking questions about me?
He smiles.
Ooh, okay.
I put a lot of work into protecting the wizards from Pale Light. I made it my personal mission.
It's crazy how things work out.
Okay.
It is. It feels good to know that potentially I've helped you in the past without even knowing you.
Okay. Right then, I guess basically he wants me to take the sending stone.
Mm-hmm. I'll need that back when you're done with it.
So for that someone has the other part of it, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll take it. Then when I take it, does he seem like he's expecting me to use it immediately?
He hands it to you. Says he'll need it back when you're done with it, and just begins to kind of walk off. You see, he doesn't go too far. He's not looking in your direction, and you can see he kind of just like sits down and just away. He won't hear what you say, just close enough so he can get the stone back when you're done.
Okay. I guess in that case, I'll use it and I'll say, I heard you wanted to talk to me. This is Seer. And then just see if someone else says anything.
You hear a familiar voice.
That's terrifying.
One that you grew up with. One that, for the longest time, you didn't know if you would ever hear again.
This could be anyone.
It is your brother's voice.
Oh shit.
Hey. I'm worried about you. Just wanted to make sure you were okay. I know things are crazy right now. I still care for you. I'd love to see you again. Whenever you can show up. It would make my... And then it cuts out.
Okay.
You get another message in your head as he sends a message to you. It would make my day. want to just randomly send this to you. I wanted you to know that I was trying to speak with you. It's so... Cuts out again.
Write a letter next time.
That's your response?
No.
Ask some silky
Okay.
shit.
Yeah,
It
it's
takes a
probably the
moment.
first. It's probably the first thing that goes through my head. Is
Yeah.
like, write a letter next time.
You can respond to the message. He doesn't immediately send another one, so you have time to respond.
Yeah, I'll tell him. I'm not dead yet. If I don't die fighting Garishtal, I'll be sure to visit as soon as possible.
He'll send a message.
Say, hey, bro, if I don't die, I'll for sure come see you. It's the most comforting thing ever, isn't it?
Good luck. I hope you see me again. Not knowing you're alive is easier than knowing you're putting yourself in danger. Good luck. I believe in you.
I think I'll just send back thank you, and then that's it.
Okay. You walk over back to Adlerkane.
Yeah, I'll give him.
Did you tell him to give the stone back?
I'm gonna activate the stone, and I'll say, "Hey, Adler wants the stone back."
It only works once a day.
Well, then no, I didn't.
It's fine. I'm sure I can speak to him tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Arena has been... Most likely he's going crazy looking for it.
That's
But,
Henri, right?
yeah.
Arena.
Yeah,
Okay.
he seems to just naturally know them by the fake names he gave them.
Yeah. What is my brother's fake name?
It's not in my notes.
'Cause I don't.
I don't think he's ever told you.
His real name is Bassa, right?
Yeah.
Bassam.
Awesome.
Bassam. Yeah, no, I don't. No, he didn't give us the fake one. Cause I asked, cause honestly, I found the other two. Then I was remembering where the name came from. I
Yeah.
have them under
Yeah.
your name in my
Yeah.
character in my
He
notes.
never told
Yeah.
Seer his fake name because why would he?
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't he? That's a better question. I need to know how to refer to him. I can't just be calling him by his real name. I told him my fake name.
So do you ask Adler what his fake name is?
Yeah.
He didn't tell you.
It didn't come up.
He hates it. He wanted me to name him many other things.
Oh, well, now I have to know what it is.
It's Jarrett.
Jarrett. That's hilarious. Okay. How do you spell that?
Gerrit.
Yeah, okay, that's...
I had a list of names, and there was a few of them that I don't know how they got on the list. I think he might have magically enhanced it. But he tried to name himself Wolf.
Oh gosh.
Yorick.
Ah.
There was a couple others.
Well, thank you for naming him Jarrett.
You're welcome. He was a little young to pick his own name as Wolf.
I almost wish he had.
Emperor, cool guy.
Yeah, literally.
He was really young.
He was.
He's like 5
Honestly-
years younger than you, right?
Yeah.
Just
And
start
I was-
letting like
I was like
8-year-olds name themselves.
17.
Yeah, he's 17 now.
Yeah.
So 5 years ago, he was like 13.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right in the emo
Oh,
phase.
no,
He
12. He was
experienced
12.
the worst trauma ever at 12 years old. His
I'm-
entire family died.
Mm-hmm. And then, imagine a
Damn,
middle
bro.
schooler whose family has all died, and then he gets to pick a new name. He's gonna pick Wolf.
Yeah.
He's gonna cheat, and he's gonna try to make it Wolf.
I wonder if that's embarrassing for him now.
What a dweeb, am I right?
He's gonna show up at his new place like, "Hey, Wolf, how you doing?"
Start bullying him about his trauma.
I mean, I'm his sister,
how you
obviously. I
feel.
have to.
It's shared trauma.
Yeah.
I inflicted it upon us, just like most siblings.
Literally. It
And
do
now
be
I get
like
to make
that.
him upset about it.
Having siblings is insane. It's like this person that you live in this house with for like almost 2 decades, and you love each other, but also you'd probably kill each other if you could.
Yeah, I will
Just
say,
like for fun, just to see who would win, you know?
I will say, Sears feeling a little bit differently because she did think she killed him for a while there.
No, like in real life siblings, you know?
Oh
Like,
yeah, no,
sometimes
I
you
know.
just wanna,
I'm sure if a real life
just
sibling
fight it
thought
out.
thought they were responsible for their real sibling's death, they'd probably be like, I'm not sure if I really want to kill them anymore.
They'd probably Google it to check and be like, hey, is this person dead? And then you'd be able to find out like pretty quick.
That's not how it works.
It literally is. Eulogies exist in the newspaper for a reason.
But they don't get a eulogy if no one else survives to write it.
They would like have a list of survivors.
Yeah, the list of survivors is in Adler Kane's hands.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what Google's for.
Well, that's why he changed their names.
Yeah.
Damn, that's unfortunate. Imagine.
Mm-hmm. So, Seer, you finish up that conversation.
Yeah.
Anyone else doing anything over the course of the night? Okay. You all find one last night of sleep. If you thought that your previous night was nerve-wracking, it is not anywhere near tonight. The dreams you have are vivid, and many times you all wake not because they're scary or fearful, because they're real. And you just have to wake up to make sure that you haven't missed the battle, that your friends are still sleeping, that you're all still together. No one is dead. Eventually, in the early morning hours, again you wake. Tired, you rub the sleep out of your eyes. Unlike the previous day, you can see many of the other commanders have already left. You see Alana's bed is currently empty. Cormith is currently just putting on his armor and giving little scritches to his faithful companion. You can see the Black Walls are gearing up, armoring themselves. And you can see, kind of tucked in his own little cot, in this kind of large meeting tent that you've been sleeping in, as just a way to be together and be safe. It is magically secured and partially protected that way. You can see Adler Kane. Currently sitting on the edge of his bed is Alana. And you can see he currently has his bandage off. His right face is currently the only part of his face that you can currently see, but you can see the bandage is currently in his hands. And you can see Alana is just softly having one hand on his chin and the other with like a wet little towel, just trying to help him clean up a little bit. You see his eyes are closed, and you see winces of pain with every tapping of this little wet cloth. See, she wrings it out. You'll be okay. You see he kind of sighs heavily. He just shakes his head. You see he's taking in that, any information, that her saying that he'll be okay, he's taking that in and internalizing it and trying to believe it himself. This is a scar of war. He will be carrying that pain and that scar for the rest of his life. And you see he's just dealing with that in his own way. She hands him the towel, gets up, pats him on the shoulder, looks at all of you, nods, and begins to head out of the tent herself. I'll see you out there, brother. She steps out of the tent. You see he stands. Don't die. You get him. He turns towards you. For all of us. Not for the kingdom. Not only for yourselves, but for this world. Get him. You see the full scar. It is the worst burn you've ever seen in your lives. It is clear that magic has helped it heal, but there is still bone and pus sticking out of his face. You can see it's atrocious. His hair will never grow on the left side of his face again. His ear is mostly singed off. It is a just massive, horrid, already popped blister of a face. You see he swallows, and you can see the veins moving as they are not under the skin anymore. They are partially exposed. You can see every movement of any muscle in the head. You can see a single tear running down his left face out of his partially burned eye. You can see just the very end of it. Any further, he would have lost his entire left eye. He got very lucky. See, he wipes away the tear and looks at his hand and puts the bandage over that side of his face, ties it tight around his head. Good luck. I'll see you out there. And he walks past all of you. The tents go down quickly. Breakfast is simple. You're given the barest of breakfasts. Enough to get you through the day. But the march is quick. Silent. As all know what they're heading towards. Is there anything any of you wish to do during the walk? I'm assuming, Bellic, do you wish to use your song again?
Yep, I'll do it again.
Okay. Anything else anyone would like to prepare for today?
Not that I can think of.
I make sure I've got all my many swords and I am good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gotta have your arsenal.
Senti. Okay.
Literally. I'm like Minecraft Steve carrying 27 swords in my inventory. Just pulling them out of my pockets at this point.
Weird question, Faradir. Last battle, did you cast a spell from the sword?
Yeah. I cast the lightning bolt
Okay.
when I did the maelstrom lightning bolt.
I remember now. Okay.
I mean, I could have cast fireball, but I felt like if anything, it would heal them. So
Yeah, I figured. I just remembered. I had a thought that you did cast a spell from it.
yeah, I did the lightning
Just
bolt.
making sure. Um, just so you know, Faradir, you do feel energized. It's not just the adrenaline for what's upcoming, but you also hear the voice of Vicus McCall, his soul within the dark sword that he purified to allow you to use them as effectively as you could. I think I'm getting used to the power in the swords again. It shouldn't be long now. I can't wait for you to see the power of the last two blades. You'll enjoy it.
I appreciate your vagueness as always. It is comforting to know nothing.
You're welcome. My friends used to say the same thing.
Okay.
It's how you sound wise.
Is it?
You tell me.
I thought okay.
Okay. Senti, you've been wishing to speak?
Fairy's had a talking sword for so long and will never be used to it.
It's not even that it's the sword that's talking, it's his soul.
Coming out of the sword.
Oh shit.
Since asking the real questions.
We have been traveling together for a long while. So I will give you all a choice. If something were to happen to any of you, what do you wish of your deaths?
But like, what do you mean by that? Like, what's that mean?
You mean like what we like to do with our bodies?
What's the options?
Yeah, like what are the options that we have? Ideally, resurrection, but you know, Senti's typing up a storm.
Death comes with many possibilities. You can be reborn anew. You can be given a second chance or become undead. You can even remain in your second life if you so wish.
Mm. Since he's showing that high wisdom.
Yeah, this is how you sound wise.
Yeah, McCall, take some notes.
It's not by being vague, it's by having
Yeah.
knowledge.
Listen, the swords tell you what they do.
Except the two that don't.
What do you mean they don't?
They don't. They're like, we'll do something eventually. Hee hee hee.
What do you think they do?
Twirls my hair. I'll work sometime.
One's
That's
called
literally
the
what
Blade
those
of
two swords are
Polymorph,
doing.
and one's called the Blade of Death.
Yeah, but Faraday doesn't know that.
You do.
Faraday doesn't know how magic works.
Okay. I guess. I guess you're right. Faraday doesn't know.
She knows what the polymorph spells, so like she guesses it'll probably cast polymorph. She doesn't know what a blade of death will do. There's so many death themed spells. It could just cast inflict wounds. Who knows?
Listen, use the spells more often, and maybe it'll exalt.
All right, I'll cast fireball on
Yeah.
us.
Just cast it all the time.
Yeah, every day, just like up in the sky, you know. Just start depleting the ozone layer.
Naturally.
Don't need it. Just burn up all that O2 right there. As for death, Faradir's whole thing is like, if her and Ystrad both die, and it's not possible for them to both come back and be together, then she wouldn't want to come back at all. Like, in any way. I don't know if Ystrad feels the same way, but...
I think for Gamesh it would mainly nah, he still has something he needs to get done, so he want to come back, I suppose. I have to get one more thing done.
Yeah, like, if Ystrad's also chill, then Faradir would like to be, like, come back as she is, if possible. But...
Unless you can make her
if
come
there's
back
no
as a giant.
Ystrad, then... I mean, that's... Faraday doesn't necessarily want to be a giant. She wants to be with a giant.
I just didn't know if it would make things easier.
No, Faraday has no issues with not being a giant.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she loves herself and Ystrad as they are. But if Ystrad was no longer in the picture, Faraday wouldn't really have anything to be fighting for, so she'd probably stop fighting.
That's fair. That's valid.
Yeah. Seer just promised her brother that she'd show up if she doesn't die, so she doesn't want to die. Permanently, at least.
Undead.
Undead.
I guess Faraday would like a message sent to her parents. Casually remembers that she has parents.
Casually remember.
It's not common with D&D characters. Usually you don't have them.
I have a little sister in one campaign. Nothing has been brought up with it, so good.
Good. Leave her out of it.
She did nothing. She's an angel. My character's a terrible person.
magic and
but
the gotta
she's
have-
an angel. Leave her be.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's much different from the Friday game I'm in, where my character is a bad person and her brother is an objectively worse person. It really depends on your morals, on if you think which one of them is worse.
Wait, no. Objectively worse means there's no debating it. So you mean subjectively worse?
Subjectively, yes.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sleepy, okay?
I was
Subjectively.
making sure. I was making sure I was understanding you right.
No, I'm just dumb, is the problem here.
No, I was because I'm tired too. I was like, am I hearing the words in the right order?
In my defense, I slept for 3 hours between like 10 and 1 today. So
Hey, look, I feel you. Hey, I understand. I got before, and I gotta get back up before again after this. So yeah, I know.
sleep schedules. Woo. Wish I
Yeah,
had one.
if only.
Imagine having a like proper sleep schedule where you get 8 hours a night. That'd be insane.
I think I top out at 6. See, I think I can top out about 6.
Okay.
Okay.
How does Belric feel about dying?
Yeah.
And how does Senti himself feel, you know?
Yeah, I guess for Bellery, probably if he kind of came back like normal means, probably just leave him dead.
Damn.
Bug said you can't improve upon this if you can't make me exactly as I am.
This is the ideal male body. I am at peak performance. There is no improvement from here.
Yeah, but it's cowboy or nothing.
It's cowboy or nothing, man. Cowboy or nothing.
Yeehaw till the end.
Oh man.
Has Belric ever ridden a horse? Genuine question.
He has a Pegasus.
Yeah,
Isn't
I find
That's
Steed.
true! Oh my god, what a fool I am.
Ollie, that's one of the ultimate horses.
Also, just so you all know, you've
Ultimate
been given
cowboy!
horses to get to this point. Like,
Ultimate cowboy Belric.
Yep, just need a gun now.
Give this man a gun.
Balric needs to talk up the Lady Alana Zaheen.
Takes a couple levels. Gunslinger.
She has the big iron on her hip.
Actually, don't do that. The subclass is ass.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
There's one gun in the Grimolian Kingdom.
One.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Canonically, Asif invents a bomb at some point, so.
Um.
I'm
There's
sure there's bombs in the Grimolian Kingdom.
Kind of, probably. I will say, there's way more guns and bombs in Southern.
You know those giant descendants. They love a blast in their pistols.
It's not the giant descendants. It's the remnants of the elven societies to the north.
Oh my god, I just saw there's a place called Knoll Hole. We have to go there after the war.
Knoll Hole's a great place. It's a party city, college town.
Oh my god. That's amazing. Our next vacation is to the Knoll Hole. We're spending a week in the Knoll Hole, everybody.
Oh, that's a good out of context quote.
It's like going to Vegas, but so much worse.
Also sounds like a dive bar.
Yeah.
It really does. Just a real nasty one.
Okay. So, as the encampment is packed up. Ooh. brought back if possible. Aw, someone to watch over Chad.
Of course.
I think most of you would be very good stepdads to Chad.
No reason not to be.
Right.
Stepchads.
We're all stepdads to Chad.
All stepdads, Chad.
Chad, since we're all stepdads, Chad automatically wins any of the "my dad can beat up your dad" fights.
Yeah.
Oh, always.
Chad, you have like 5 dads.
Yeah.
I know.
And they're all the nation's heroes.
It's like if all your stepdads were like the Justice League.
Right.
Yeah.
You mean Damien Dark?
So, as you follow the army southward, you see the open field, the scarred landscape, and a massive army that has gathered on the fringes of this space. The Moonlit Pass itself is just about here on the map, just above the Malfurion fort, or the Malfurion Pass, I should say. The little fort right there extends deep into the mountains towards the volcano, where the Moonlit Pass falls into and dwells. You look into this space that has a rich history. You can see as you begin approaching, there is a slight worry here, as Cormith seems to get ever more tense the closer and closer you get to the space. You see, he starts breathing a little bit heavy and looks up onto the mountainsides with a familiarity and a remembrance. Soon the army meets the forces out of Don Willow and the mercenaries, the Stormcrows. You all dismount of the mounts that you were given for this journey as the army begins to settle in defensive formations facing towards the Moonlit Pass. You see Adler goes ahead and begins to greet the mercenaries and the forces of Don Willow, thanking them for making it here so quickly and willing to be supportive in this endeavor. You see Cormith kind of takes a few steps back and just looks down the pass and looks towards the ground with almost a tear to his eye. You watch, he gets on one knee, puts his sword into the dirt, and begins to offer a small prayer to Bahamut. He stands, sheathes his weapon, and looks towards the few of you who have, above a 12 passive perception and noticed it. This is the same pass where the war ended 5 years ago. My father died in this valley. It's fun to be back. He steps forward and past you all and joins the meet and greet happening here. Belric, what is your passive perception?
It's 16.
Okay. It is not difficult to notice a very tall female gold dragonborn currently greeting some of the commanders and captains within the forces you've marched with. You're kind of taken aback, probably not expecting to see them. And then you hear a voice come from your side. Boy, do you look fancy. You all turn, as you're fairly close to each other, and look upon a small male goblin wearing what looks to be the vestments of the Storm Crows, wearing a little sword and shield, a little bit of some studded leather armor, and he's just looking up towards Belric with recognition.
Oh, how you been, Krieg?
Well, not as good as you. Look at how you shine. Clearly, well, the church has been good to you.
Well, I haven't actually been to the church in a while. This is just from adventuring.
Wow. You still looking for, what's his name? Core?
I actually found him a little bit a while ago, so that's all taken care of.
Ah, congrats. It's good to see you, Belric.
Yep, you too. Are the others here too?
You see, he turns around as you see the little, small goblin is picked up and then put on a shoulder. As you see a tall, kind of orange-skinned male hobgoblin appears. You can see the dark hair is kind of tied up. You see he wears similar vestments of the Storm Crows, big old shield and axe on his back. We're here. Don't you worry. Got a new crew? This who you left us for?
Well, actually, they more or less found me, but I guess that's true too.
Pleasure to meet all of you. You can call me Arkel. We were friends with Belric a while back. Always good to see familiar faces in unfamiliar places.
Yep, I was shocked to hear the name Stormcrow.
I was shocked to see you.
Is this something that we knew about?
Nope.
Okay, all right,
No,
cool,
I think I
cool.
may have mentioned that like part of a mercenary company, but probably not this specific one.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right, I was confused. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, was I supposed to know who this was?
No. To all of you, this is a very strange meeting. It's like meeting your friend's other friend group.
Understandable.
You still play good music on that thing?
Of course, and it also has been upgraded since then.
How do you upgrade an axe?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. Probably find some more powerful magic or something.
Fair enough. You feel a hand on your shoulder. Hey, Balak. You see the familiar female gold dragonborn. Always good to see you. Are you fighting today?
Yeah, actually going deep inside the Underdark.
Sounds like you're having more fun than us. We're storming something that ain't supposed to be stormed. When you left, he kind of looks towards Krieg and Arkel. Kareth. When you left, there's you didn't stay really long after Ryuk, but he left some things for you. We didn't know where to find you, and well, if you want something from him, we got you.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a look at whatever they're holding.
Yeah. You see, kind of goes into a small piece of his armor and kind of pulls out this very well wrapped, kind of like almost like linen, and he begins to unfold it, and you can see he has things in it to ensure that whatever it is seems to be able to fold really easily, and he made sure that it didn't really crease or fold as much as he could. Kind of unfolds it, and it is a well-drawn portrait of your past. And just seems to be a small tidbit of your previous history with this group. And you can see all your past companions. I don't know when he had it commissioned, but it looks pretty good.
Yep, it's perfect.
Just a small piece of history. When was the last time you were in Bastion? By the way.
I think it's been at least a couple years at this point, maybe more.
Well, we haven't been there in, I think it's been about 6 months. We didn't know if you were going to go back or if we would ever even see you again. But, your father sent a message to the leader. He's been trying to find you. You should visit him sometime, once all this is dealt with.
Oh,
wait.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know why he's trying to reach you, but... I can't keep a father from trying to see his lost son. If you want, you can make an insight check. That knowledge probably takes you aback. Something you probably didn't expect to hear. There is, at this moment, a sudden, loud, cracking sound. It echoes through the entire valley, and all of your eyes turn towards the Moonlit Pass. You watch as massive, flaming boulders suddenly erupt, sending ash into the sky as they slam into the ground throughout the field. And then you hear footfalls. What the? No. You see Cormith begins running towards his saber-tooth tiger, leaps onto it, and it begins to dash forward. You see Adler, in surprise, goes and runs up to the horse, which is spooked, and begins to pull on the reins against him and almost kicks at him. But it just, he's so fast, it just misses him heavily, and then goes essentially crazy down the line as this loud sound just startled it so much. You see the entire army begins to murmur and chatter. Oh no. You see Cormith rides through the lines to the front, essentially the front of the army, where all of the soldiers have been gathering and been setting up minor fortifications. You hear an echoing voice of Cormith. Paladins! All paladins to me! Now! You see hundreds of paladins go running. You hear the clinking of full plate armor. Well, Beleric, I think we have to talk to you later. It looks like they're marching out to greet us. And you see they, your old companions, go running themselves. There is chaos in all ranks. You see Adler, now that his horse is gone wild, you see Alana comes up to him. We have to go to the front now. Will do. Avant-garde. How long does it take to teleport?
That's a good question. I believe. 6 seconds.
Okay. They're marching out to meet us. They're going to try to break our army. I don't know if we can hold this. I don't think we can hold this. Whenever you go, I wish you luck. We may not see each other again. You hear a loud as you watch as a part of the mountain bursts open, and you watch as molten, familiar creatures burst out of their tunnels. You watch as 3 of them go tumbling down part of the mountain, sending molten rock spilling out around them as they land on the ground. I gotta go. Good luck. And he runs. You see all the Lord Commander currently takes his paladins. You see the 2 elders that are currently here begin assembling their forces. You hear Cormith yell out, Paladins! Left side! Left side! Crampton! Your horses! Take the right! You watch as Adler and Alana both make it to the center. You hear him say, Terra, you take the center with Farsiles and the Mercs. We hold or we die. You understand? They nod their heads, and he goes charging across the field towards the left side. You see all paladins are running towards him. There is chaos in the field. You hear the ground around you suddenly erupt as you watch the mountain pass, which has exploded in red fire, begins to charge across the open field. The numbers are astounding. In just a few moments, as you look on, you can already tell, just by what is funneling out, this will be larger than the entire army that sieged Borodor. And as you watch this, there's a hand kind of placed on your shoulders here. And you turn and look. and you see a familiar figure, one you didn't expect to be here. A golden-haired, gold-eyed human. Impressively tall. You see Stradavan in his human form, even though you did not summon him. It's okay. I won't let them fall. You do what you need to do and come out of this victorious. We'll take it from here. And you see he calmly begins to walk towards the front lines. You hear more rumblings, this time closer to you, and you turn and watch a beautiful sight come rolling over the hills. You see a large earth elemental charging through the open field. You see it dives into the earth, and then bursts, and then dives again. And charging behind it, 200 minotaurs, 100 gnolls, 200 goblins, and 500 orcs. The army of Bastion has made it to the fight. Led by an old druid in earthen elemental form. Seer,
Yeah.
in these few moments, what do you do?
I'm teleporting us.
Okay.
To hopefully to the area in the Underdark we've been to before.
Got it. I need you to...
Which should be like the seen casually, or would it
Honestly,
be viewed once?
this is going to be a viewed once.
Okay.
You were in the room one time. Seen casually is more like you walk through it a couple
Okay.
times. So,
I have no idea. So
I need you to roll me a D100, please.
Alrighty.
64. So it should be off target, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means
Off target.
1d10 times 1d10% of the distance that was to be traveled.
Oh no.
Mhm.
We love that.
So,
Okay.
roll 2d10.
This is not the worst that could have happened.
No, no. We could have went to a different plane. Right?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, if there was a mishap, probably.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
you teleport
6.
6 miles off target.
That's not that bad.
Well, you were trying to land.
We could end up in a wall. Might not be good.
We could end up above the ground.
Oh, percent of
could.
the distance that was to be traveled.
Yeah. 6% of the distance that was to be traveled.
Yeah, I don't know how close. I don't know how close we were.
Hey,
Oh,
Graham,
you
how many
walked-
miles away?
I'm pretty sure the journey itself at the top was close to a day. You walked
So
for
that's-
about 6 or 7 hours. So that's about
I could have no more.
that's
than
like 21 miles, and then you're way outside of the Moonlit Pass at this point. I'm gonna put you 30 miles.
Okay,
Alright.
so then 6% of
6% of
30 is
30.
1.8.
Mm.
And then do I need to roll a d8 to determine which? because it says the GM determines the direction off target randomly by rolling a d8 and designating 1 is north, 2 is northeast, 3 is east, and so on around the points of the compass.
If you wish, you can roll a d8.
It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay. You got this. You got this.
And so I get it correct. You're teleporting to which room again?
Northeast. Oh, I don't know. Shit.
I'm guessing it's the room that we teleported out of when I
Okay,
used
so
mischief.
so that
Okay.
is just past the um, old portal room where the Drider was. Then down
Yeah.
that thing.
So we were about 2 miles northeast of the room we were aiming for. What if we all die? What if we fall into a wall, guys?
I don't think it can. I don't think it puts you into a wall though.
No.
Still be bad.
So, in the final moments of what you can see, as Seer, you're casting this spell, you see Stradavan calmly walking up to your forces, raising a few fingers in the air and pulling them down. And you watch as there is a tearing sound. And as in the few moments you look up, you see 3 massive meteors begin falling from the sky over Garishtal's forces as they charge into your friends and allies.
Is it the meteors coming towards our people or towards the?
Towards the enemy. You see
Okay.
Stradavan, the gold drake, which in his current human form has told you it'll be alright. He has offered to help them in this time of need, as he did not do so in the past. And he pulls 3 meteors onto the enemy. And before they even land, you feel your hearts pulled from you for but a moment. Every morsel, every fiber of your being is being pulled in a direction. The air is freezing cold, and when you're suddenly feeling this warmth again, you shudder for a moment and open your eyes. Take the first breath in what feels like a lifetime. And you're not in the room you were supposed to be in. You immediately see tall, rocky stalagmites rising from the earth around you. They are impossibly large. Some of them are currently, you can only guess, 40 feet wide, 50 feet tall. It is as if you are standing in a massive old growth forest, but of rock and stone. It is impossibly dark. Those with dark vision, you can only see so far around you until there is nothingness. The only thing that all of you can see is a burning volcano here underground. A molten river, currently maybe a mile from your current position, finding its way out of what looks to be a charred city. Tall, dark onyx walls, partially lit up by this molten magma, rise from the rocky surface. And just before it, a massive column of flame and fire. Not the river of lava, but marching soldiers, heading up the moonlit pass. You hear the sounds of the obsidian armor that they wear crinkling and moving, jostling on its owners. You breathe a few moments, and then you hear a sound rattle your entire body, all of you. You hear the beating of wings somewhere somewhere above you. And you begin to see the army pull off to the side. Contingents, units of 30 soldiers begin to patrol the very stalagmite forest you find yourselves in. And in this moment, I'm going to end the session there.
Okay. Oh, shit is hitting the fan, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious.
All your allies showed up, though.
All of them showed up. Oh, man. Whew. I'm nervous, I ain't gonna lie. This is
Yep, no turning back now.
this is it, man. And this is about to be a battle. This is about to be the hardest battle we've had, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This, yeah, welcome to the Underdark, everyone.
Man, honestly, I'm ready for the Underdark. I'm not ready for Gyra Stall. I was this guy is about to be damaged.
Mm-hmm. I will say, the first ever campaign I ever ran, technically, was the Underdark.
Nice.
So, I'm about to pull out some of my old monsters, I guess.
Oh man, this is now we have to find our way to Gyra Stall, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I will say, his army is a lot bigger than you would have even expected.
Honestly, I think I expected like on a player level, I expected a really big army
Yeah.
because he was very confident in his ability to trounce opposition.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, you got lucky. Army sent at Borodor was nothing.
Uh,
Yeah. Hope you liked the little
um,
role play session.
oh yeah, it was good. Definitely was good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, gotta.
I was wondering how you were going to get into the Underdark. Um, I knew you guys would have abilities of your own that could do it. I like how my plan was somehow get you to the top, and then you just sneak your way in.
That was gonna be very hard given circumstances.
Um, I mean, it still would have gotten done, probably. The enemy was
Yeah,
attacking you instead of you attacking them. It's kind of the same thing.
yeah,
It's what you wanted. Kind of.
but still, that's a lot of people to try to not get noticed by.
Yeah. And just so you know, because I had it written down, War for the Kingdom, the Bastion has sent 1,000 soldiers on its own.
Okay.
So currently, I believe that brings up the number to 11,300 and something.
Okay. Oh, wait, I thought we were at 8,000 because 1,000 died.
Yeah, and you got 1,000 from 500 from the Stormcrows, and then 500 from Downwell.
Ah,
So
right,
technically,
right.
it's 2,000 more.
Okay, okay.
So
That is
actually,
right.
no, 10,000. It'd be 10,000.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know where I got the extra 1,000. Yeah, but 10,000 versus approximately like 20,000 right now.
Oof. Okay.
But also meteor swarm.
Yeah, Meteor Swarm's gonna do some damage.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I can get it so I can use expanded spell on it.
Yeah. Listen,
Oh,
Stradavan, he's a good ally.
certainly is. Certainly is.
But thank you all for playing.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Oh man, yeah. God, I do need to go to bed now. I'm pushing it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I remember when we first started playing, we'd be up to like 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
No, it happens. I don't want to go that late anymore either.
Every once in a while, it can be fun,
Yeah.
but
My
I
my other friends, I right now we do our games at like 9 in the morning. Because starting at like 7 for them, we go till like 2, and that's most days. It's too much.
damn. Oh, you guys play sessions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to do those.
I think one of the last sessions we did, we started like 10, we ended at like close to 5. We go way too long.
I mean, hey, you having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having fun.
Yeah. And that's on a weekend though, so.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. Well, yeah. This is a weekday. I have work every day after we play. So
Yep.
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that, honestly, I think I'd be good to keep on going. But it's
Yeah.
after a long day of work.
I I'm glad that Monday has been very consistent though. Like
Oh
not too
yeah.
many issues because I feel like Monday's probably one of the better days.
Yeah, 'cause that's the beginning of the week for most people. So usually the beginning of the week is usually the most stable.
Yeah. It works out.
But wonderful session, guys.
Yes.
We'll start fighting for our lives next week.
We'll see if I ever see my brother again.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, you're gonna see your brother again.
Beller can see his dad.
Yeah, family reunions.
Everybody's, maybe some of my relatives are here in the army right now. Hopefully, none of them died during the battle.
Also,
Bellric.
so I guess I can assume that the person asking about me and Stanton was my brother? Or was
Yeah.
that separate?
I don't think it. No, it was. Sorry. When Adler was stuck in Stanton.
Oh, okay. When Adler was stuck inside. Okay.
Yeah. So after you guys told him about what was happening, he took a bunch of rangers and took them to the pass to try to protect it, and they got obliterated.
Yeah.
Like totally unprepared for thousands of them to just run at them, essentially. He fled as much as he could, but they couldn't get. They were stuck in Stanton, and the enemy between Borodor and Stanton had the valley kind of secured. So he was just running hit and run tactics in the outer city, which is the shell of the ancient city of the city that was there before Stanton. Yeah. So yeah, your brother stole the sending stone and just he wanted to talk to you,
Honestly, fair enough.
and he didn't want to get you in a bad time. He didn't want to do it himself, so he wanted to do it through a sending stone and have someone kind of prep you for that conversation.
Well, Adler did a bad job.
He told you what city it was in, that the person cared for you. He gave you hints. He wasn't gonna say it.
He gave me hints. But like in Sear's defense, like the last time someone was like, "Hey, there was someone who was asking a lot of questions about you." It was someone who was trying to hire Arthur to spy on her. So,
Yeah, but this is Adler who hid your brother. You know.
he has no idea. What if he's mind controlled?
You know, Seer's paranoid.
Like,
Adler's paranoid too.
Oh, that was funny.
it
It's
was.
crazy how I talked it up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that when you were talking about that, I was like, I was tempted to have him do it right then and there, because I knew that was going to happen, but then I chose not to, because that would have been an awkward conversation to have while marching in an army, so I had him wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also rolled for him. He didn't actually notice you talking to Gamesh about it. He wasn't prying on the conversations.
Well, I
That's-
appreciate it.
Yeah. It's good for him.
Yeah. By the way, he can read lips, so
Well,
yeah,
even better for him.
yeah, he could
Can
have.
he read Terran lips?
Let me look at his languages.
I just cast telepathic bond all the time now.
Move our lips to
He can't
form
speak
words.
Terran, but he can speak Orc.
Can he speak telepathy? Can he read my telepathic lips?
No, but he can use his healing hands to heal himself. He can also gain a fly speed for 1 minute.
Oh yeah, he's ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget about
He's
that.
also a crossbow expert with Horde Breaker and Escape the Horde.
Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys are getting me wrapped in talking about D&D again.
Yeah.
I gotta go sleep.
Have a good night. Go sleep.
All right, night.
Good
All right,
night.
good night.
Yep. Good night.
If anyone wants to know what his heavy crossbow's name is, it's Grief Giver.
Oh, that's a good name.
Mm-hmm. He's a level 8. He's not too bad. Could all trounce him easily, but he's not bad. Let me find Alana's feed if I have it. I feel like I'm at the point of being a DM. I just want to give out my secrets.
Valid.
Mm-hmm. Alana's only level 6. I should probably update her, honestly. She's stronger now. She was level 6 when you met her. Her weapon is called the Master. And her, technically, her real name is Anquilica. Yeah.
Nice.
Belric, are you excited to see your dad?
Oh, of course.
Yeah? Good.
Yep. Can't wait for the whole Bastion adventure. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You tell him that you fought and impressed Jesus. And you got his coat.
Yeah, that'd be a great story for him.
Hey, Dad, I got into a fist fight with Jesus, and then he gave me his coat.
His dad might need Jesus.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the session. I'm gonna go ahead and head off.
Yeah. Have a good night, all.
Good night.
Yep. Good night.